The horse is here.
Welcome.
Yes.
To the very first episode of the Circus Saloon Podcast.
Yes.
But we've been trying to actually film it for the past 2 months.
It literally caused a rift in our friendship.
I literally didn't think we were going to be able to recover.
It was our first fight. Yeah, you thought that was a joke. It wasn't a joke.
Yeah. Okay, so you want to introduce yourself first?
Yeah. So I'm Gem.
Yeah. And I'm Wes. So I don't know. This is just gonna be an amalgamation of the shit that goes on in my fucking head and your head.
Yeah.
And sometimes they pink, they clink.
Yeah.
And make sense.
Because the other thing is, every time we're together, I'm just this is the most fun I've ever had. This is the funniest fucking thing that ever be said.
In the course of history.
Yeah.
Everyone around us loves us.
And we're not selfish. We're not going to keep that to ourselves.
Right. So, this is our gift to the universe, I guess.
Yeah. Well, for our first episode, we thought, what better than to start unpacking the heavy shit.
Right.
The heavy shit.
Right.
So, we're going to talk about middle school.
Yeah.
I barely remember middle school.
I literally don't remember my school years before junior year of high school. I've blocked that out so intensely. And I think it's for a good reason. And now that we're going to be talking about it, I'm going to recover some things that I really shouldn't be recovering.
Right. A lot of this I've definitely repressed down. But there are things that I don't want to remember just because it's embarrassing for me. But also, I just know that my brain blocked it out as a form of healing.
So, I guess, do you want to start? You start.
Okay, I have a pretty good one.
Okay.
To start with. Well, actually, can we put in some context? We went to very different middle schools.
Yeah.
So I went to a very rural middle school. Not a lot of diversity. It was a lot of white kids, mostly rich. But I mean, we live in a fucking rundown area, so. Anyways. Very small population. I think my graduating class was 200 kids. And then for a senior prank, kids drove their tractors to school. Okay? And Wes, you went to...
I went to a very suburban, cul-de-sac type school. I don't know how many kids are at the middle school. Like I said, I don't remember shit about fucking middle school.
Mm-hmm.
But my family's very lower middle class,
mm-hmm.
so we were technically in a middle class area, but we were living poverty type beat, you know what I mean? But what's the story that you have behind your
okay.
Yeah.
So I was very closeted, and looking back, I'm oh my god, I literally just had a crush on her. But I wanted to be friends with this popular girl so bad, and we were kind of friends. We'd sit at the same lunch table together, but we had to sit with our homeroom class at lunch, and so you didn't get to pick who was in your homeroom class. So I think I was just the lesser of the evil options.
Right, yeah.
So I sat with her, and oh my god, she was everything I wanted to be. She was thin. I wanted to be her friend so bad, and I just wanted to be I just wanted to fit in with the popular kids, right? Who doesn't? But my mom was very strict, religious Christian, so I was wearing, very conservative clothes. She wouldn't let me wear makeup. I had to convince her, I had to beg to let her get me a straightener to straighten my hair.
Oh my god.
And so I would do anything for this girl because I just loved her.
Yeah.
You know? And I remember one time this other kid that we sat with, he upset her, and she was like, you should kick him under the table.
Bitch, first of all, I don't have to bleep that because you said your name.
I did? Yeah. Oh my god. So she was like, girl, you should kick him under the table. And I was like, oh yeah.
It's time to kick ass and chew bubble gum. And I'm all out of gum.
But like, I went fucking full force.
Oh.
Like, I kicked the shit out of this kid under the table so hard that he put his head down and started
You know what? That's kind of like real bossy.
I'm pretty sure he like said something offensive to her.
Yeah.
And she was like, you should kick him under the table. Oh my god, I literally I was like, took my fucking knee. I was like, oh god.
You took your knee on it.
Yes! There was a wind up happening. Holy fuck. And then he literally put his head down and started sobbing. And then I never talked to that kid again. Because I was so embarrassed. I was like, oh my god. And then he was like, what the fuck did you do that? And I was like, I don't have an answer for you.
I'm literally in love with this girl. Like, I will do anything on command.
If she was like, shoot him, I would have located her and shot him.
Loaded her up.
Yeah.
And shot the motherfucker.
Literally.
This is, I don't know if it's kind of related, but did you ever have those motherfuckers that would dare their friends to come and ask you out?
Oh, all
at
the time.
Lunch? Literally the most traumatizing thing I've ever experienced. I think I still have that trauma living today. That's just something I just remembered, and I just wish I didn't, because I remember vividly multiple times, like, this isn't just a one-time occurrence, like, sitting at lunch, and I was, like, the, like, weird, nerdy, emo, fat kid, right, at the lunch table, and they would have their bros come over, and they're all like, it's always the motherfuckers in those neon-ass fucking gym shorts, like, coming over, and they're pushing their friend, and they're like, he likes you, he wants to date you, and the dude's like, no, I don't, I'm like, you know what? It would be so horrible if somebody dated me. It would be so bad. Yeah, it's funny.
Kids are fucking mean. Like, they're so mean. But I actually never had it where they would tell me, like, I could see it was a joke. They literally, like, would ask me out and pretend to date me. And then be like,
this was a fake relationship?
Yeah, they'd be like, this was a dare.
That's like from a fucking, like, 90s movie. That is so fucking crazy.
That I literally think that's why I have fucking trust issues in relationships. I'm like, I don't know if they're actually dating me or if it's a joke.
Oh, I've never. Okay, so now that's to an extreme that I've never seen. I don't know if maybe that was just taking it too far.
The worst was, like, I had friends who, like, knew about it and didn't tell me.
Peter. The horse is here.
Do you have a boyfriend in middle school?
Fuck no. I didn't date anybody in middle school.
Yeah. But
apparently neither did you.
I actually did have one boyfriend. He was nice, but he was a normie before I knew what a normie was. Like, I would make a joke and he would act like he's never heard that joke before, even though it was like
joke before.
Yes. He's like, I don't know what this is.
Taking a big fat steamy shit.
Oh my god! Damn!
Eyes are watering.
Well, I was gonna say that moving from relationships, I feel like this is a good topic.
Okay.
But we were both on Kick in middle school.
Oh my fucking god. I know it's already been covered before, but every person on YouTube that I've seen talk about Kick is like dudes being like, so apparently there was an issue with Kick. Yeah, there was a fucking issue with Kick. They were like oblivious because they're fucking like, what, 12, 13-year-old boys? Like, I don't know if anyone else, like, I just feel like it's like a very big issue for like young girls.
Yeah.
Because me specifically, I can remember on my fucking Kindle Fire, because I didn't have, like, my phone when I was in middle school was like a fucking little, I don't even know, like one of those, it wasn't like an iPhone.
Right, a smartphone.
Or like an Android
thing.
Like, it was just weird, but I had my Kindle Fire, and I downloaded Kik on there, and I got people's usernames from like some like obscure like almost like a Reddit app, but it was like for people to tell jokes, and people would leave in their profile like their Kik to talk to them. Like it doesn't exist anymore, and I've tried looking for it and looking for the community.
Weird.
I don't know. It was called Funny Jokes, but I don't know where it went. It's kind of like iFunny. But I remember this man, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was just talking to him, and, like, also, like, I didn't date anybody in middle school. I was really lonely and emo. So I'm, like, talking to this person, and I, mind you, was probably, like, 12 or 13 years old. And when I tell you this man was like, yeah, I'm 23 years old. I'm 23. And obviously, as a child, you're not, like...
This is weird.
You're not like, this is weird. I mean, yeah, it's like, oh my god, older man.
Yeah,
and like, I watch a lot of fucking anime, so I was like, oh my god, this is like a fucking anime, shoujo anime. Like, this is gonna be so real. But no, he was just a fucking creep, and he would literally actually roleplay with me. Like, I would just be like, and it was like, okay, so the average conversation went like this. I'm like, the little star, like the asterisk to say like what I'm doing. I'm like, comes home. I'm like, comes home from school, and then he's like waiting for you in your room. I'm like, and then I'm like, hey, how's your day been? He's like, great. And then it says pushes you up against wall. The fuck? He was 23 years old.
I didn't even know what to say.
And I was like 12 or 13. I told him I was 15, but that doesn't make it any better.
Yeah, you're still a fucking kid.
And like, it went on for I want to say 6th grade and 7th grade, and then I like just got like, I'm like, wow, this is fucking weird. And if this motherfucker shows up at my house, like I got paranoid. I was like, if this weirdo somehow finds out where I live and shows up, like I am not into this. I'm scared and I don't want to do this anymore. Yeah. And like, I told him I didn't want to talk anymore, and then he like would try and roleplay with me again eventually, and then I just blocked him altogether. But then like a couple years later, I tried to go back into my Kik account to find out who that motherfucker was so I could hunt him down and tell him what a piece of shit he was. But obviously he doesn't exist anymore. Like, nobody has Kik anymore, and he does, like, you're a fucking weirdo. But like, I wanted to find out who he was and expose him, but I couldn't figure out who he was. And I'm like, I thought I was the only one. That's also another thing. I thought I was the only one experiencing this. Right. Like, I thought I was wrong for being 13 and on Kik talking to a 20-something-year-old. I felt disgusting, and I felt like I was going to get in trouble, when in reality, A, my parents shouldn't have let me have that much access. Yeah. And B, he was a 20-something-year-old talking to a middle schooler. So I wasn't the one that was in the wrong.
I feel like I've noticed the shift, because I think when we were growing up and older men would like approach us, it was a validation thing, right? But now it's like younger girls are more aware of like, okay, that's wrong. Yeah. Like, I see people getting canceled for like a 19-year-old dating a 17-year-old. Yeah. Like, they're teenagers,
and also like 2 years isn't much. No. But 10 years, bro, for a 12-year-old, like, that's an issue.
Right. That's if you are literally in high school talking to, like, an elementary school, I would even say middle school. If you're in high school and you're talking to a middle schooler, bye.
No, literally. Exactly.
You're in two completely separate stages of your life.
Even a fucking senior in high school dating a freshman, like, that's like an epidemic that's going on. That's literally a middle schooler. That kid just came from middle school, and you're graduating.
About to go to college.
You are literally graduating and becoming an adult. You're turning 18, if not already. Like, that's fucking weird. Why are you dating a 14-year-old? You're weird.
I think it's very funny that we didn't have any normal way of getting Kik. Or finding people on Kik.
No! I'm telling you, it's obscure as fuck.
Oh my god, this is so fucking funny. Okay, okay, maybe I should put like a little trigger warning. Down in Ohio, swag like Ohio, down in Ohio. Okay. But I literally ran like a fucking eating disorder.
Oh my god!
Account in middle school.
Shit.
Yeah, I would literally post like, well, I had an eating disorder in middle school, but I would post about like, oh my god, all this shit.
Like pro
anorexia
and stuff? Yeah. Oh my god. Mm-hmm. I didn't even know that. That's fucking crazy.
I know. So, obviously I fucking grew up, okay? I'm a changed woman. Right. But I literally found all people on Kik through that Instagram account. And this one boy, like, messaged me, and we would follow each other on
Oh my god.
And he messaged me, and we talked for so long. We were the same age, and he would, like, send me pictures of himself, and he was from fucking Norway.
What?
Yes, he was from Norway, and I literally, like, loved him. Like,
oh my
I
god.
loved him, and I was like, I need to meet this man. Tell me why we're still talking.
You still talk to him? Oh my god, I thought there was gonna be like a falling out. Don't tell me you still talk to him?
Yeah, we have each other on Snapchat.
Oh my god!
I'm not joking, it's been like 10 years of this like parasocial friendship between us. And it's so funny, like every couple of years we'll just like randomly pop up and be like, how are you? Are you okay? But like, yeah, he's awesome. He's an EMT. And yeah.
Aw, slay.
Yeah.
Slay.
Yeah, so like that's a happy
cute.
ending from
Yeah,
Kick.
that's a happy ending.
Again, like any bad thought I've ever had, I thought God was gonna strike me down and fucking kill me. So anytime a man like would message me and be like age, sex, location, I would block and then I'd cry. Because I was like, God's gonna kill me.
Even though it wasn't your fault. But it's like so weird the way that we found each other in this like obscure fucking weird.
That's literally how I feel about that guy. I'm like, how there's no way that was a coincidence.
Like this is not something that the previous generations have experienced.
Right.
Like this is something so particular to the newer generations, like late 90s and onward. Like Kick is just an anomaly that needs to be destroyed. Have you looked at it recently?
Fuck no.
I just was curious about the interface, and bro, when I tell you a bunch of accounts literally like message you now. Like before it was only by username you guys could talk, but now it's like just a bunch of bots that are trying to talk to you.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So I mean, I looked at it like 3 or 4 years ago, and I'm sure it hasn't changed since then. So.
Right.
But yeah, so that was Kick. Let me look at my notes about things that have happened in middle school. Okay, so I've already told you this one before, but in middle school, I had this girl that followed me around. First of all, I was fucking weird and emo, so I don't know why she was obsessed with me, but she would follow me around and she wanted to be my friend really fucking bad, and we happened to have the same gym class. So I'm gonna say this is 7th grade, and we're in gym class, and like, I don't know if you guys had like warm-ups in the beginning of class before you did the actual gym activity. Yeah. We had to do like 10 sit-ups or push-ups or whatever. And she sat right next to me because we had the same letter like in the alphabet or like close. Yeah. And when I tell you, first of all, it's a big gym and there's a big echo. And when I was doing those sit-ups, bro, I was pushing it and I sharted. I farted so fucking loud it echoed. There's 2 classes. 2 classes in that gym. And I farted so loud that I swear to God there's a reverb like jumping off the fucking walls. Like and I literally everyone looked over at us and I literally looked at her and I was like, that was disgusting. I was like, that was so fucking disgusting. And then she got made fun of for it for so long. And she swore up and down she never farted in the gym, but it was me the whole fucking time. And everyone made fun of I feel so bad.
Bro, you are a bad person!
But like, I was already the emo weird kid. Did I want to risk any more criticism? Like, to be the kid that also farted? I was a child, okay? Now I would own up to it. Obviously, I always own up. But back then, like, that was social suicide. You cannot fart in the gym. And reverb. You
can't fart in the gym with the echo!
Oh my God. But yeah, that was my fart gym story.
That's so fucking funny.
Fart gym.
Fart gym! Another thing about my school was that almost every single kid was an athlete. Like, every kid was in a sport. Even the band kids, like, they'd play a sport.
Oh my God.
So,
no.
if in gym, like, you couldn't run the mile, holy fuck, you were shit on. Okay. Like, in that school, I could not run the mile. Like, I'm not built for running. No. I literally, like, I played sports my whole life. I'm just not built for running. I don't have the stamina for it. Like, I'm bad at it. My legs are really short, so I don't have like a long stride. But like put me on a squat machine, I'll squat 400. Like,
right.
So, oh my god, but I hated running the mile.
Oh my god, gym vlog. That'd be so embarrassing and self-reporting that I would never be able to publish the video. They're like trying to do the one pull-up. I'm like, I can't do the pull-up. I can't do it. I got too much weight to pull up. This is too much.
Oh my god.
I had that in gym where they had that. First of all, okay, let me establish right now, why the fuck do gyms literally announce your BMI to the entire fucking class?
Oh, I have no idea.
First of all, they did that to me in middle school and high school. Freshman year, but... and also... They did the pull-up fucking thing in front of the entire fucking class. Mm-hmm. So, of course, the athletic kids are, like, going, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, doing a 50. Bro, I can't even do fucking one.
I can't even hang.
I can't... Yeah, you have to hang for, like, 15 or 20 seconds. Bro, I couldn't even do that. They're like, your chin can't be resting on the bar and da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, bitch, then you get your fat ass up here and do it yourself. I'm like, if I'm expected to do that, I expect you to be able to do it since you're telling me that I have to do it. Also, how is this fucking helping me? It's just causing my mental health to decline.
I just remembered this from your fart story, but we had tech ed in middle school.
Yeah, me too.
And I got paired up with this girl. I have another story about her then.
Okay.
She was just weird, like weird girl, and like knew it and like didn't
like
want to
girl
change.
Type?
Horse girl, like would
Warrior Cats girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait,
like
please tell
literally,
me other people have experienced this
like
girl.
really greasy hair. Would pick her nose and then eat it. Like weird. I got paired up with her, and I heard the story about her that in elementary school she used to fart in this bottle and then like make other people smell it. And I was like, I can't be with fart girl.
Oh.
And so I went up to the teacher and I was like, I can't sit next to her. Like we had this huge falling out, and he was like, I'll move your seat. I lied. I never talked to her in my life.
Oh my god, that's kind of boss though. That she like farts in the bottle and she comes up to somebody, she goes poof, like a fucking fart in their face.
Everyone would be like, what the fuck's wrong with you? But the other story was that in our middle school, our lockers would all, I don't know, like they were alternating kind of. So like one locker would open this way and then the other locker would open this way to form like this little pocket.
Okay.
And this girl was in my homeroom, and the one day she's going to get her stuff out of her locker, and two guys put their lockers around her so she couldn't get out.
Oh.
And she was like, guys, let me out.
And you were there like,
I was like, guys, he's in there. And then the homeroom teacher came out, and she was like, let her go.
At least they're fighting through the crowd. Let her out.
And like looking back, like, yeah, we shouldn't have done that, but it's funny. Okay.
I like how we're like promoting, but also like
she wasn't hurt.
We're promoting bullying, but also we were bullied, so we're like, don't bully, but also we're like, that was funny as fuck, but that was literally bullying.
Yes.
Sometimes it's funny and necessary.
That's what I'm saying.
Sometimes it's necessary.
Bro, I think about that like once a month. How they they didn't exchange a word. They just went.
That's so fucking epic.
Yeah.
Did you get your period in middle school for the first time?
I literally told me why I was just thinking about that.
Okay. Let me tell you. So I got my period for the first time in 6th grade. And how old are you in 6th grade? You're like 10 or 11 or something?
11, yeah.
I vividly remember I was sitting in my one class. It was like the end of the day, thank God. But I still had like one period left. And I'm sitting there, and I just felt wrong. Mm-hmm. Something just did not feel right, and I felt wet. And I'm like, bro, what is going on? And the class ended, and I stood up. When I tell you, my entire seat was covered in blood. The entire seat was covered in blood. Well, thankfully, everyone has already, like, left the room. I literally took my sweatshirt, and I wiped off the thing with my sweatshirt, and then I wrapped it around myself. I went in the bathroom, stuffed my underwear with like toilet paper or whatever I could, and I was so like anxious the entire time to get home. I had to ride the bus home then. Yeah. And then I get home and I'm sobbing. Mind you, my living situation, I was my stepmother, fucking bitch, and then my dad. My dad wasn't home, and my stepmom was the only one there, and she was like trying to tell me about tampons and stuff, bro. School does not teach you about tampons.
No.
Does not tell you how to use it, how it fits.
pet fucking peeve was that we had our talk in 4th grade because girls mature faster than boys.
Yeah.
And I had a question because they were like, here's some things that you can use to help your period. And I was like, how do you put a tampon in? I don't understand what a tampon is. And she literally looked at me and I was like, oh, this made me so mad because I was like, I'm comfortable asking you. I'm not comfortable asking my mom yet. Like, I don't know why, but like, I just wasn't comfortable asking my mom.
You're really religious. Like your parents, your family was really religious. So.
And then she was like, you need to ask your mom. Oh my God. Like now if a young girl asked me like, how do you use a tampon? I would like explain it in an age appropriate way.
Right.
Like there's no need for you to tell me to ask my mom. Like,
also, it's not sexual.
Yes.
Like, I don't understand what the stigmatism of it being, like, sexual is. Like, I don't know if that's why teachers are afraid to talk to kids about it.
Right.
But it's biological. It's telling you, you have this hole, this hole, this hole. This one you don't, this one you put it in, and it might feel wrong going up, but that's because you're not putting it in the right way.
Right.
Because when I tried to use a tampon for the first time, literally sophomore year of high school, because I was so terrified of them and nobody ever taught me about them.
Right.
My sister was using them before me, and she's 4 years younger than me.
Right.
But I put it in, and it hurt. Like, it just didn't feel right. And I was freaking out. I was like, what's toxic shock syndrome? Like, how does that affect? I'm like, maybe I'm feeling wrong because I'm gonna die. Like, I didn't know. Even in fucking high school, I didn't know.
Right.
Because the school system's so fucked up about education for young girls.
Right. And I think, like, my issue is, like now, me and my mom are, like, very open about our periods and stuff, but I had 2 older brothers, so I'm, like, the only young girl in the family. Like, my brothers aren't going through this, and, like, I'm like, well, if they're not going through this, like, why is it happening to me?
Yeah.
Like, and, again, just, like, sex education and, like, menstrual education and puberty education is just so lacking in America, but anyways, same thing happened to me. I thankfully got my period, like, I think over the summer before 6th grade.
Yeah.
And so I dealt with it at home. And I also tried to use a tampon. And again, my mom was just like, read the instructions. Because I think she, like, also didn't have that from her mom explaining how to do it.
It's a generational thing.
Yes, literally.
Knowledge we have to, like,
and
pass
I remember
down.
trying to put it in, and it felt so bad. But, like, I think it just wasn't in all the way. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, if you don't put your tampon in all the way, like, it hurts. So
it's like at an angle. It's like fucking poking my belly.
It's literally like that.
Yeah, it's like literally
bent in half. But I remember I was like, okay, so I don't really like tampons, so I would use pads, but I fucking hate pads. Like, I hate them. I thought it was my only option.
Yeah.
And I have a really heavy flow. I had it ever since I got my period.
Yeah, me too.
So I was using those fucking maxi pads that literally
shove
through your pants. And I'm like, this is humiliating!
Yeah, literally.
And I would bleed through my pants all the fucking time. Oh my God, it was so humiliating. And, like, honestly, the girls, like, in the middle school, like, had each other's backs.
Oh, thank
God. Like, if they saw, like, a period stain on somebody, they'd be like 3 of them would go up around you and be like, hey, you're bleeding through.
Right.
And, like, they would find you a sweater or a sweatshirt to, like, wrap around your waist. Oh my God. I love being a woman.
Today.
But
Sorry,
I just have one more period story.
Yeah, tell me it all.
So
let it flow.
I am a very strong believer in, like, girls should get days off for their period. Like,
thank fucking God.
Like,
yeah.
Oh my God. But I remember this one time I had really, really bad cramps, and when I was younger, I couldn't establish, like, or distinguish cramps from, like, feeling nauseous.
Right.
And I remember I was having horrible cramps, and I had a really heavy flow. I didn't have any tampons. I had to wear a pad, and I was like, I can't go. Like, I had softball practice, and I was like, I can't do it. I can't wear a pad. I literally feel like I'm gonna vomit.
Yeah.
And I went home, and my softball coach, I told my friend to tell my softball coach that I was going home because like, my period was really bad. My softball coach to the entire team was like, guess why Gem's not here today?
No.
She got her period, and all of them laughed because, like, some of them were on their period and could go.
Just say that you're a fucking piece of shit.
I know. I was literally so humiliated to go to softball, and I told my mom about it. I was like, she told the whole team that I was, like, on my period and couldn't go because I was on my period, and my mom, like, ripped her a new one.
Slay.
I know. And my mom's really good. Like, I never knew when she, like, ripped my coaches a new one because she did it again in high school, but ripped her a fucking new one, and the coach had to apologize to me. And I was like, I don't understand why you would say that. Like,
it's also not fucking funny. Because then imagine the girls that are on the team that experience really bad cramps.
yes.
And now they're just, like, laughing in unison, but then they're like, insecure about themselves.
Right?
I'm sure a lot of them had
Right.
bad cramps, especially in middle school. Like, I still get really fucking bad
Me
cramps.
too.
But, like, when you're just experiencing it for the first couple of years, like, it's, like, imagine that your peer is getting humiliated,
Yes.
but you're experiencing it, but you're like, well, then now I can't tell anybody
Right.
because people are going to make fun of me.
Right.
I like how you're like, you get used to a cycle, but I literally go like 2 or 3 months without mine because I'm so irregular and my body's just fucked up.
Mine, I've never missed a month.
Wow.
But, like, I'll be late a couple of weeks. And then
Okay.
it'll, like, settle into a 28-day cycle.
Yeah.
Then I'll miss a couple weeks, settle into a new one.
Yeah. Pray that I never get pregnant because I will never know. I'm going to be on that show. I didn't know I was pregnant. And then I literally shit it out in the bathroom.
I shitted it out a baby.
How did that get in there?
Man. I also think that's, like, part of the reason why I blocked out a lot of middle school was because I was on my period
Yeah,
so much
I
throughout
know.
it. And what have I done myself? Not our finest moment.
A lot of this isn't our info so far. But I'm not going to give up because my horoscope said today that if I give up on my future.
Yeah. There's
Okay.
no giving up. This is our passion project.
Okay, well, since we don't have video, just imagine I'm the sexy goddess.
I have long, luscious blonde hair.
And giant, voluptuous jaws.
Okay, no, that one's actually true.
Yeah, that is true. Okay, let's continue to talk about that.
Actually, this is unrelated to middle school, but since we're talking about tits, I have a fucking bone to fucking pick with you, bitch.
What?
Okay.
What? We were talking about. Okay, wait. Let me just preface. Last night we were talking about pepperoni nipples, and then she goes, "I have a bone to pick with you, actually, but I'm gonna save it for the podcast." So
Yeah.
I have no idea what
Yes.
she's about.
I confided in Wes
Yes.
that I am part of Pepperoni Nipple Gang.
Yes.
Like, there's nothing to be ashamed of. I have bigger tits, so my nipples are just gonna be bigger. Okay?
Right.
And Wes supported me and was like, girl, I'm in that too.
Yeah.
I'm in the Pepperoni Nipple Gang too.
Yes.
And we talked about how Pitch Perfect was so detrimental because of the pepperoni nipple scene. And
Wait, I'm sure, didn't that come out while we were in middle school?
Yes! Yes! It literally did. And I remember watching it with my one friend who was like literally modeling. Like, she was signed with a modeling agency.
What, in
and
middle
we were,
school?
Yeah, and we
Oh
were
my
watching
God.
Pitch Perfect together. And the pepperoni nipple scene came on and she was dying laughing. And I was just sitting there and I was like,
Yeah, that's funny. I'm glad I don't have that.
I'm gonna internalize that for like the rest of my life and actually make it an issue for when I want to get intimate.
I literally, okay, just as a quick interjection, but after that movie, I went into the mirror and I took my fingers and I measured how big my nipple was with like, so I'm like, okay, I'm like, 1 nipple, no, two fingers, no, 3 fingers, 4 fingers. My whole hand covers my nipple. Oh my
Okay,
God.
but-
Yeah, finish it.
Wes, you changed in my room the other day and you have normal nipples.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah! I looked. I'll admit
You're
it.
fucking lying.
I'm not lying.
Maybe because they were cold. They shrunk
No,
up a
I
little bit.
literally looked up and I was horrified. A pit formed in my stomach and I was like, I thought she knew what I was going
I
through.
do have pepperoni
You
nipples.
do not!
Yes, I do. Okay, do not. Do not gaslight me and do not say I'm not part of this community, even though I fucking am. Okay, actually, guys, nipple reveal.
At 1 million, no, 1 million subscribers, nipple
Nipple
reveal.
reveal.
At 5 million, face reveal.
We're gonna show our nipples before face.
3 million, toe reveal.
I like that one, actually.
I want to be on WikiFeet.
Wait,
and I am like, I know I said it before, but I want a good WikiFeet rating. I have a question because I do have tattoos on my feet. Like, do you guys like that?
If they
Comment
say no,
below.
you're gonna remember.
Yeah, I'm gonna get laser removal. Okay, but like, they're not like the ugly foot tattoos.
No,
like,
no.
I feel like every foot. It's right behind me, isn't it? I feel like every foot tattoo that I see is like a clover.
Or flower, or monarch, or something.
No, my
bug.
tattoos on my feet are fucking sick. They're really cool. So, like, are you guys into that? If they're cool tattoos?
Leave a like if you want to see Gem's feet. 50,000 likes. Damn. Okay.
Anyways, back to middle school.
Back to the fact that you said I don't have pepperoni nipples.
You fucking don't.
I'm literally
I'm upset with you because I am a certified member.
Okay,
I'm on
fine.
the committee
of
the pepperoni nipple gang.
Okay, fine. I don't have pepperoni. I have bologna nipples.
No, you literally don't. They're
bark.
literally beautiful.
Thank you. No one's ever said that to me before. Probably because nobody else has seen my nipples. So let me just establish the person. Okay, so imagine this. I am a super emo kid in middle school, right? I'm, overweight. I am just... Did I dye my hair? No, I didn't dye my hair until, high school, so I still have my brown hair. I have those big, giant Ray-Ban fucking glasses. The giant ones. And they're thick and black. I only shopped at Hot Topic and Spencer's. But I was also poor. So when I got a shirt, I wore it every single fucking day.
I was not allowed to go in those stores.
Did you look from the outside? Like at the window, you looked in?
And I would put my hands up against the glass and a tear would roll down my cheek.
You're like, I want to go to there.
Yeah, literally.
Because I had a friend who was so, first of all, I thought she was so pretty, but she was also annoying and she always tried to upshow me. But she only shopped at Hot Topic and Spencer's. If she saw someone wearing clothes from Walmart, she made fun of them for it. So I was horrified because I am poor as fuck, and that's the go-to spot for clothes.
Yeah,
it's not fashionable, but you need to clothe yourself. Can we talk about
how in middle school Walmart was selling Champion hoodies, and they were not in style then, and then literally within 5 years, it was a name brand.
Right. I bought shoes from Walmart. Everything was from Walmart. Mm-hmm. Even today, I'm not ashamed to say I go buy underwear, I go buy socks, or even if there's a cute top, I'm fine, I'm gonna slay it up.
Walmart has had some cute clothes. I have a dress from Walmart that I love.
Our sponsor today is Walmart. No, it's not. Our sponsor today is childhood trauma, and get help.
Better help.
No, not better help. Not better help. And
we're sponsored by the pepperoni nipple community.
Are you, since you're
on the board? Yeah.
You've talked to the other members, and now we're covered.
And the council decided that they will sponsor this episode.
Okay. So can we get a pepperoni? There's no pepperoni emoji. I was can we drop some pepperoni emojis in the chat? So I can just vividly remember I only wore black sweatshirts, black pants, black shirts.
Mm-hmm.
I listened to Sleeping with Sirens, Pierce the Veil. I was a closeted One Direction fan. I loved them. And when she found out I had One Direction music, she was like, why do you listen to them? I was like, my sister doesn't have a phone, so she downloaded that music. It's not mine. Let me just finish up real quick. But I wore, I tried gauging my ears. Spencer's, I'd stretch them, and they're also expensive. And I would babysit and stuff to get money to gauge my fucking ears. Obviously, they're not gauged.
Yeah.
I didn't go that far because I fucking hated it. I only liked it because my friend liked it. It was that type of friendship. They were so consuming of my life. And this is so fucking embarrassing. But I wore...
I can't look at you right now.
Stop! I'm not that person anymore! I'm trying to establish.
I literally cannot even fucking look at you right now.
Don't think of myself like that.
Holy
don't think of me.
shit!
Let me tell you.
I think I'm gonna cry. There's tears in my eyes.
It was only in 7th grade.
You would not be able to get that. If I wore so you would not be able to get that information out of me. You would have had to torture me. You would have had to cut my fingernails off before I even fucking admitted that.
Well,
I would have gaslit everybody. If anyone was like, do you remember when you wore... No. I feel like to wrap this all up, like, One Direction did have a chokehold on us in middle school. I mean, they still do now, but, like, the way that I was in the trenches of One Direction, Stan Twitter, like, when they were hacking the fucking airport security to watch the boys, like, just sit in an airport for 4 hours, like, I was there. I remember one D-Day that was, like, 10 hours long, like, yeah, I was in Stan Twitter, like, that really consumed my life in middle school.
I listened to One Direction. I listened to, you know what, the first song that made me love them was not even one of their songs. It was the cover of Forever Young. I literally started crying. I literally was I remember, it was computers class, listening to Pandora. Do you remember Pandora?
Yeah, do you remember 8 Tracks?
No.
Oh my god. If you remember 8 Tracks, go ahead. Leave a like below. Leave the pepperoni below.
But I was literally listening to Pandora, and that song came out. I was like, this is so beautiful. And then the solo of Harry singing, I literally started crying.
No, I literally was like looking up One Direction like fun facts on YouTube, where they would play like all the boys like fun little facts about themselves.
God. Their fucking video diaries, like
religiously watched those. I ate up every X Factor video. I ate up every video diary,
every silly goofy compilation. Like yes, I understand.
Thank you.
I was there too in the background. I was in the shadows, listening.
And all light from the One Direction fandom needs a dark side, and that was you. That was me.
Yeah, that was me. No, the dark side of One Direction was the fucking Larry stans. And I'm looking at you right now because.
Okay, well, I wasn't like crazy. I was like, they definitely had something going on, but like when I was I can admit that now, but when I was in middle school, I hated Larry. I was like, fuck no.
Oh, okay.
Harry only likes girls.
And I'm that girl.
And
I'm that girl.
And I remember me and my one friend, we would literally send each other One Direction fanfics.
I would read the One Direction fanfics that's like, I am poor and my dad has a lot of debt. And the only way to get him out of debt was to sell me to One Direction.
Yeah.
To sell me to One Direction.
Yeah.
And then I had like these intimate moments with each of them.
Yeah.
It was like a choose your own story where I got to choose which boy I wanted to pursue. Should we have been reading that in middle school?
Fuck no. I feel like we have to save this for another time, like talking about fan fiction and probably lump One Direction in with it, but I was reading like literal erotic when I was 11, like that.
I told you about my roleplay shit.
Yes, that fucked me up.
Yes. Because now I have unrealistic standards.
I feel like I've worked through my unrealistic standards, but I do like have an issue with intimacy where like now we're getting very deep.
It's so goofy.
But I feel like I have an issue where the other person doesn't, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I feel like I have a certain way I want this to go where it's not unrealistic, but it makes me comfortable. Mm-hmm. And then, like, the other person doesn't follow the script that I have.
Right. I'm like, you weren't supposed to say that.
Right. But it's not, like, unrealistic expectations. Like, I'm not expecting, like...
Right.
I don't know. I don't have any expectations for this.
Right.
Well.
Damn, well, I didn't experience that at all.
Should we wrap this up?
There's something behind you.
It's right behind me, isn't it? We'll figure it out, okay? We're learning. But hopefully I have, like, some ideas for editing. It'll be funny.
Funny.
Well, okay. I need to hear about your traumatic middle school experiences. I guess we can just wrap it up by saying that middle school literally traumatized us. Literally was the worst years of our lives.
Yeah, so
we can't even remember, like, we will never revisit this topic because we shared all that we could remember from middle school.
And if you ask us anything about our middle school's career in the future, I'm gonna deny anything that happened in this episode. I'm gonna gaslight you. I'm gonna tell you that never happened. I actually didn't go to middle school. This was all a fabrication.
We just lied to you for
this entire
30 minutes.
Yeah, or
so
fucking long. So don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and the
guys, I don't want you to smash that like button. I want you to make love to that like button.
I want you to take it out to a lovely little candlelit dinner.
And at least 20 minutes of foreplay! 20 minutes, that's it! Okay.
But this is Wes and Gem signing out. That's on that.
She's got a point. She's an icon. She's a legend. And she is the moment.